Hello guys, today we'll discuss about another very special stock, and as you can see the name of the stock is Tata Power. Recently this stock became quite famous among retail investors because of its expected role in the whole EV ecosystem. Now if we look at the key metrics of the stock, then the stock has a PE ratio of 34.75 while sector PE is around 21. So we can say the stock is quite premiumly valued when compared to other companies in the industry. But I think if the stock has that Tata behind its name, then this much premium valuation is justified. Talking of PB ratio, it is 1.55, which is less than the sector PB. Now, stock has a dividend yield of 1.26%, which is quite good. Now, before discussing about the financial parameters, let us understand how does the company earn money. For long-term investors, it is very important to know how the company is operating its business, what are its future plans, and fundamentals of the stock. Now, the company is earning money by transmission and distribution of power. They are helping institutions and residential people with solar rooftops. We are seeing more and more hotels, restaurants, hospitals using solar panels. They are manufacturers of solar modules and cells. Another one is solar RO system, which is gaining a lot of popularity. Solar pumps. They have deployed many solar pumps in the rural areas to help people with that water problem. Now microgrids are like the local distribution network of the energy. So they provide energy only to a nearby area. Home automation solutions, which include technologies which provide automatic lights, smart locks, security alarm systems. Now at last this EV charging business, it is the biggest bet on Tata Power and everybody is expecting this company to perform well in this business. Now, if we look at the milestones achieved by Tata Power till FY21, now they are aiming to reduce their coal consumption and they have reduced it by 7.5%. They have achieved robust financial growth. Also, out of the total capacity, their power generation capacity, 31% of it is from clean and green capacity. They have 500 plus megawatt of rooftop solars, 30,000 plus solar pumps, 532 public EV charging points in 92 cities. They also have 161 microgrids. Now there is one important achievement. They have acquired 4 discoms in Odisha. When this news came in the market also reacted very positively. Now it has helped them in it will help them in distributing electricity in the entire state of Odisha, and they will try to follow this approach in other states and union territories also, which could prove very beneficial for the company in the long term. Now, if we talk about the future goals of the company, we should be concerned about the goals of 2025 and 2026 as of now. This 2030 and 2050 are very long-term goals. 2025, they want to expand their solar and hybrid capacities from 4 gigawatt to 15 gigawatts. That is almost 4 times. They want to empower 353 villages with microgrids and they want to expand clean and green capacity to 60%, which is 31% in the present year. So almost double. By the year 2026, they want to positively impact 30 million lives, which is 3 crore people. And by the year 2050, they want to achieve carbon neutrality, which means no use of fossil resources. If we talk about the present scenario of the stock, then on 29th of June 2021, stock closed around 122.80. The current price is more than the intrinsic value. It has not given returns like FD. Dividend returns are good. It is good point to enter in the stock as it is not in overbought zone and there are no red flags. Stock has given 173% return in 1 year. Stock is 2.5 times as volatile as Nifty. Now, if we look at the forecast and ratings, then 74% analysts recommend to buy this stock. 19 analysts have given the rating, which means out of 19, 14 analysts recommend to buy this stock. Now, stock can go up to rupees 155 on the forecast basis, while on the downside it can go to rupees 58. And if we calculate the median of both these higher and lower prices, it would be near 119 rupees, which is 2.40% lower than the current price. Now these are just the forecast, and reality can be different from this also. If we look at the revenue growth forecast, it is expected that revenue will grow by 17.59% and EPS will grow by 61.34% in the next year. So both these forecasts are in the favor of the company and are very good in terms of numbers. CRISIL has given long-term rating as AA, which is the second best rating, and for short term it is A1 plus, which is the best rating for the short term. So company has received very good ratings by CRISIL. Having a look at yearly income statement, we'll see that there is a decline in the revenue growth as well as market share for Tata Power, but there is an increase in the net income in the last 5 years. EPS of the share has reduced from the past years and dividend has been increasing year by year. So one negative and one positive factor. In the quarterly income statement, we'll find that revenue has been increasing quarter by quarter and also EPS is improving quarter by quarter. So on a yearly basis, it has reduced, but on a quarterly basis, EPS is improving. So now on balance sheet, debt to equity ratio for the company is slightly higher than the industry average, while its current ratio is slightly lower than the industry average. One positive for the company is that it is increasing its total assets year by year, while it is also increasing its total liabilities year by year. Company has also achieved free cash flow growth above the industry average, and for the year FY21 it was around 5,122 crores. One drawback for the company is its reducing ROE, which was around 10.8 in FY17 and it is around 6.0 in FY21, slightly by, although it has increased in FY21 by slight percentage as compared to last year. Company is also reducing its net debt year by year, which is again a positive sign for the company. One more positive point for the company is its improving performance in the renewable energy sector, especially in FY21. Tata Power Renewable Energy, one subsidiary of Tata Power, achieved not only good growth in sales in this particular year, but company also achieved profits. While it was in loss in FY20, now it is in profit. Also, Tata Power Solar Systems achieved more than 100% growth in sales and also achieved good growth in profit after tax. Now the graph on the right displays the power capacity of Tata Power in different states of the country, where grey color denotes the thermal power capacity and yellow color denotes the solar power capacity. Now we'll find lot of yellow color on this map. Earlier we discussed about the vision of the company, which was achieving carbon neutrality. Here we will find that company is seriously working towards achieving that vision. When we look at the shareholding pattern, there are very low pledged promoter holding. Also, promoters have increased their holding from 37% to almost 47%, which displays that they have lot of trust over the company. The market cap of company has increased by 214% in just 1 year, and we can say that company is actually large cap now. The ownership structure, 46.86% belongs to promoter, while rest 53.14 belongs to other parties. When we look at shareholding history, then mutual funds have decreased their shareholding in last 3 quarters. Domestic institutions have also decreased their shareholding in last 3 quarters, while retail investors have increased their shareholding, and shareholding of FII is almost constant in last 3 quarters. This is the chart of Tata Power on a weekly time frame. Now there was a resistance level around 113 and stock recently broke this resistance in the month of June. Now if I widen this chart a little bit, I can find another resistance at the level of 132, and in this month only stock went to this level but couldn't break it and started retracing back from that level. If we go back in time, we'll find that stock went to this level in 2012 and then started going down. It then again went to this level in 2014 but couldn't break it and started going down. Again in the year 2021 it went to this level in the month of March but couldn't break it and started going down. And again in the month of June. Now this time the stock broke this level and gave a very good rally, and also the stock was taking support at this particular trend line on a longer term, on the longer time horizon. This level has been the supply zone for the stock, and in this month also stock started retracing back from this level only. So if someone is looking to take a new entry in this stock, they can wait for the stock to cross this level and they can take a new entry. And for long term investors, also people can take entry when the stock comes near to its support level, which is around 113. Even the long term investors can wait till then and take a new entry at this level. Also, if someone is looking for a swing trade opportunity from this level, they can place a SL just below, slightly below this level. We can say around 110. Now let's hope that the stock breaks this resistance and gives a very good upward rally. Now this was all from this video, and if you people like the content in this video, then please do like the video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. It will motivate me to create more such videos. Thank you.